Here in Wandering we have the tavern, which has a nice lovely little seating area on the outside. At the time of filming, it was actually closed due to New Year's Day. So we'll just go for a walk and have a look on the outside. Here we have the Wandering CWA Centre, which stands for the Country Women's Association, built in 1959, which is also where you'll find the Wandering Playgroup. We'll just go for a little walk up here and see what else we can spot. On the turn off to the caravan park, while walking down that area, I spotted this area here, an old school site. So we'll go for a walk down and see what school site it is within the town of Wandering. So it looks like it's the original Wandering School from 1870 to 1924. And I've spotted a couple of plaques. I'm not sure if they're part of a walking bush trail that you can do. So we'll just go and have a look. This one here is talking about the road office board. And we'll go see what this one here is as well, while enjoying the nice little scenery area. And this one is talking about birds found in this area. I'll leave the other parks for you to discover, as it does go on a little bit longer. Here we are at the side of the caravan park. Very basic caravan park with amenities, plenty of areas for caravans, and also what looks like a couple of chalets at the back. As I say, very basic. I'd say it's one where you'd need to be self-contained, as well as maybe a couple of powered sites.
As we enter into the town of Wandering, we come across a very detailed man with his horse sculpture. I don't know the origin of it. However, nearby there is a story about a man, a gentleman called Veer Singh. That's spelled V for Victor, E-E-R, Singh, spelled S-I-N-G-H. He is of Indian descent, and as a young man he lived on the bordering regions in Afghanistan. He migrated to Australia in the middle of the 1800s. And then it just goes on to tell you a bit more about his life in this area. And the wandering Sikhs, a long way from home, you may be inclined to question, why did Sikhs choose to settle in Australia in the early 1900s? Why wandering? Well, this little plaque tells you the reason why. There are toilets located here at this little area, and a stone erected by the Mullah family commemorates the contribution of sawmilling in the Shire of Wandering. Like most little country towns, they have a community resource centre. This one has a nice little book exchange at the front of it. And a little area to sit and reflect. Maybe even just have a bite to eat. A little playground for the little tiny tots. And some little plaques of various people. Well, I shouldn't really say people, I should say veterans. So if you know anyone who could possibly have been a veteran in the war, then come down and see if their name is amongst the Wandering War Memorial, 1914 to 1918, and the Vietnam conflict. The 1939 to 1945. It's even listed the woman on it. Just wandering around, listening to the birds and the sounds of the traffic. You can still feel that peacefulness. How did they feel, those first pioneer settlers who settled in this quaint little town of Wandering? And there's a post office. Which of course is only open Monday to Friday. But the good old post box still stands where you can post your letters. Maybe even here, write a postcard or write your journal, as I still do keep those journals of yesteryear. Significant historical events plaque. Oh, I won't read them all, as I'll leave it for you to discover when you come wandering. 1858, George Stedman Watts is credited with having found wandering after tracking his straying horses from a bush camp in the Canning watershed and finally finding them grazing around a spring approximately 500 metres south of the present town site. It is likely that he was accompanied by Thomas Saw. It goes on to say a few more things that had happened. A flour mill at Mill Farm, then known as Nert Betting, was established in 1878. In 1886, they had a population of 200. I wonder what the population is of wandering today.